Greetings and welcome to your MYP ManageBac training session. You recently would have received your welcome email and setting your password. You can log into your ManageBac account at the school address, which is iss.managebac.com, and this window will come up. You then enter your email address that you've registered with the school and your new password. If you're unable to log in using your password but you know you've registered an account, use the forget your password option, and that'll ask you to enter your email address again in, and a new password will be sent to you. Alright, logging in now, and we move on to navigating through ManageBac. In the login window, there's access to two places to edit information in your account. The first one we're going to have a look at is My Account, which is accessed up in this corner by going through and just clicking on your thing and clicking on your account. Here you can see basic account details. Now this is an option here to change passwords if you need to, and most importantly to also keep your profile up to date with your correct email addresses. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that as there. There is actually another place to do editing, and this is in Profile, and this is one of the tabs across the top. And you can see here, I can see various pieces of information: first name, surname, preferred name, gender, etc. Please try and keep this as up to date as possible. Okay, so now we've logged in, we can see the first window is the child's calendar and upcoming events. Okay, I'm basically going to, in this tutorial, work through these tabs across the top. And the first thing we've got to do is make sure that we've selected the correct child. As you can see here, there are two options, and I'm going to take the option with the student that's in the MYP program. First window you see is upcoming events. Once you click onto the calendar itself, okay, we can see these events in more detail, but this is just a quick overview. And on this window you can see, or each of these tabs, a list of contact details, what is impending over the next 2 weeks, and upcoming events and deadlines. Wherever you see an I, you generally be able to see further detail and information about the event that it is referring to. Okay, so there's our login window. Now we're going to move on to the calendar. When I click on the calendar, we now see we get a more expanded view about what's happening with your child over, in this case, the month of February. Clicking on the calendar tab, making sure you have selected which child. Okay, so just making sure we're still in my MYP student to view, especially if you have more than one child at the school. The calendar will show you which dates are due for your child in calendar form. You can switch between month and between week as simply as clicking on here. So we can see in this circumstance the child has something due on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, which is today because it's coloured out yellow. And again, as I mentioned before, there's all relevant information in there. Now we're going to explore the Academics tab. So as I click on the Academics tab, we see for the selected MYP student a range of information. First of all, we've got a summary of who the student is. We've got a default of opening in the current term. Now, it's important that you always keep monitoring this to ensure that you're looking at the most current information, but you have access to historical information for each one of these terms. And so when you're looking at, if you want to see what units the student has been working on in the previous term or tasks they've been completing, you can always historically go back. As well as we have 3 tabs over here. Their overview tab, which is this current one, the portfolio tab, okay, which has examples of work the student has submitted into ManageBac, and the reports tab, which plays a major part in how we deliver your electronic versions of school reports using ManageBac, and this will be the delivery method going forward. So let's go back to our overview, and we can see here there's also the usual array of important contact teachers and administrators in the MYP students sphere. Okay, let's have a quick look at one of the subjects. In this case, we're going to take English Language and Literature. Okay, it opens in tasks, and we can see here there's a task that was done, okay, and completed. The student attained a grade. Okay, there is a synopsis of where this person sits in the grade level and a comment from the teacher. There's also an upcoming task, and you yourself can have a look at it and see, okay, here is the information about the task that's due on the 20th of March. To have a look at a higher view, you need to click onto the units, and these are the units that the students are working on over the course of the term. And you can see this unit started week 2 in January, and it lasts for roughly about 8 weeks. You can see what the key concepts are, related concepts, the global context, and you get a bit of an idea about what the students are working towards. An important button for summaries is the description. This gives you and the students an idea about what this subject is about. Okay, without reading through it, you can see here the teacher talks about the range of texts and what the expectations will be on the students. Fairly important if you want to continue to monitor the progress of the student. All subjects are there and who their teachers are for these subjects. Okay, below we also have services action, okay, activities the student's been involved in, and in this case, as an MYP section, their personal project, but that's not applicable until the student's in grade 10. Okay, so just repeating, there's your subject synopsis, you've got overview, you've got portfolios, which is all the work that the student has submitted. Okay, you can see here there is quite an extensive list of work that has already been submitted, and you have the all-important reports tab, which is where you access your student reports when the school indicates that a report has been given, whether it be for end of semester 1, end of semester 2, or in cases the interim report. Okay, that is academics. Clicking on attendance, we can immediately see how the student, their attendance record. Now, obviously, nothing has been recorded for today, but if I went back to, say, a week ago, Okay, we can see the full rundown of the student attendance for the week of from Wednesday, the February 18. Now, the student was present on Wednesday, and then it was Chinese New Year Thursday, Friday, but then it became present on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today being Thursday, February 26th, nothing has been recorded. The school doesn't do subject attendance at present. But the system defaults to say that the student is present unless recorded otherwise. Okay, so there is your attendance record for the student. When you are notified, the school will then inform you that you'll be able to submit attendance via the attendance module in ManageBac. Okay, so that would mean that given today is the 26th, and we can see it's 26 because it's highlighted in red. Okay, if I was going to say my child is ill today, or I'm going to be away, or most importantly just going to be absent, okay, for how many days, alright, you can put your reason in and then submit. You'll be notified when this is going to come into full use. The school will let you know. As it is at the moment, just continue on submitting via the school website. The IB Parents Association tab. At present there's not a real lot in here, but there will be functionality as the continued rollout of ManageBac occurs, and this will be the page for all parents to be able to find out what's exactly happening with the Parents Association, and you'll be able to post messages and see calendar events and maybe catch up on any uploads, any files, any help files that they've been able to put together. So that is the IB Parents Association. ManageBac also has the facility to communicate directly with parents and for you to monitor communications with your child. If you see up here, you'll notice that there is an envelope, and this is the online mail facility of ManageBac. So if I click on there, we can see here that there's a range of emails, some read, some unread, coming out from various teachers, and we can see these are either generally emails that have gone to the students or alternatively are directly going to you, the parent. So be aware, keep monitoring those emails. They are being sent out for a reason and to keep you informed about what is happening and what is developing with your child. Need help? Need support? Well, there are a couple of avenues for you to explore. One is the parent guide, and we can see that here. And that then takes us to a number of links that you can review and go over. Okay, so all you have to do is click on one of those, accessing my account, navigating ManageBac, and you'll see there's brief descriptions about various topics. We also have a help button here that pretty much does the same as what the previous button does, but in this case there's also some contact telephone numbers and you can punch in some keywords. Plus you can also download the parent guide as a PDF manual. Beyond that, there is online support. Okay, if you click on the support request, there's something you would like to know about ManageBac, feel free to put in a summary and request support. ManageBac, or a representative thereof, will get back to you in a timely fashion about the issue you've inquired about. As well as that, at the end of this presentation, you'll find there are a couple of contact email addresses that you are more than welcome to utilise for all other questions.